The news we've been waiting for is official. Davis Webb is being promoted to offensive coordinator by the Denver Broncos. Broncos country, welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and this is abso-freaking-lutely the best move and the smartest hire the Broncos have made, and probably the NFL has made, this entire offseason. Let's effing go, man. I'm fired up about this. This is a move that when I first saw the rumors that Davis Webb could be in contention to get that offensive coordinator spot after Joe Lombardi was fired, I was over the moon. I was like, this is exactly what the Denver Broncos need. This is exactly how to take this team to the next level. This is how you get out of the pedestrian style of play calling. And yes, I do believe Davis Webb is going to call plays. And if you want Broncos wall-to-wall content from me, from other Broncos content creators that doesn't make a lot of sense, but you get my point. If you want nonstop Denver Broncos content, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button today. I'm also on X. I'm also on Instagram if you want to go follow me as well over there, Moose_NFL. One word to describe the Davis Webb hiring: excited. I am excited that we are finally going to see, in my opinion, what all the other legitimate offenses look like. The Clint Kubiak offenses, the Kyle Shanahan offenses, the Ben Johnson offenses, the Sean McVay offenses, all of those teams that have these high-powered, splash play, big momentum style offenses, I believe Davis Webb is going to mirror what that looks like. And Davis Webb is widely regarded as one of the brightest young offensive minds in the NFL. There were reports that back when he was in college, he was running practice. Not just like a team captain, like running the entire practice. You have to be a brilliant football IQ, which he is, with understanding of not only the Broncos personnel, but just football personnel in general. He's got that aggressive mindset to play downfield, play off a play action, attack the middle of the field, which is something the Broncos did not do nearly enough this year. If you remember, Sean Payton play calling, a lot of behind the line of scrimmage, a lot of swing passes, a lot of screen passes, short yardage, chunk plays down the field. And while there is a time and a place for that kind of play calling, that is not what you want to be known for. And that's kind of what the Broncos offense MO was in 2025. It was vanilla. It was just something that was there were games where it was awful. There were games where it was great. And then you just kind of met somewhere in the middle. It was good. It wasn't spectacular. It was fine. It did the job. It was serviceable behind an excellent defense. That's not what we're looking for. We don't want serviceable. We want spectacular. And I think the first step into making sure that this team can get to the spectacular is the hiring of Davis Webb. Am I for sure 100% positive that Webb is going to get us there? No. But this is the best case scenario, in my opinion. And if we just look at some of the other aggressive play callers in the NFL, Ben Johnson in Chicago, head coach that calls plays. Kyle Shanahan, head coach that calls plays. Sean McVay, Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator that calls plays. Even Josh McDaniels in New England take shots. They don't have the personnel quite yet, in my opinion, to really be that aggressive, super downfield play calling style of offense. But you saw a lot of it from Drake May this year, taking shots. And look, that is an aggressive mindset from your quarterback. Joe Brady, Matt LaFleur, all of these guys are known for drawing up incredibly creative, attacking style of offensive game plans. And Sean Payton, as much as I admire his football mind, as much as I admire his ability to build a staff and to come up with a great offensive scheme and game plan, I think the game in terms of play calling is a little bit out of his reach now. Davis Webb, being the OC, showcases not only to me that the Broncos want to go all in 2026, but that they'll take huge swings this offseason. Free agency, the draft, etc. So, to me, it's an A hire. By far, it is an A hire. I would give this an A grade. If you don't agree with me, or if you think it's slightly lower, or if it's slightly higher at an A+, let me know in the live chat right now or in the comments and description of today's video. But you know Moose's grade. it is 100% an A. Speaking of hires, who's taking Davis Webb's spot? Because remember, Davis Webb goes from the quarterback's coach to the offensive coordinator. Who takes over that quarterback coach spot? Luckily, we have an answer for that, too. We're going to tell you that name coming up right after I tell you about our friends over at PrizePicks. The big game is right around the corner. We were so close, Broncos country. Patriots versus Seahawks. Now, here's the cool thing. You can cash in on America's biggest sporting event of the year and close out the season the right way with PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. They have a brand new feature alert. PrizePicks now has early payouts, meaning if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Speaking of lineups, I made one. 4-pick flex play. Try saying that 5 times fast. I did take, by the way, Drake May on the max discount play, which is half a passing yard. Take the more, my friends. It's pretty much guaranteed. If he completes one pass over the line of scrimmage, it's going to happen. I also have JSN and Ramondre Stevenson in my lineup as well. Yours can look like mine. Doesn't have to. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It is good to be right. The Broncos are also promoting Logan Kilgore as their quarterback's coach as well, which is, I believe, a really smart decision considering he's done a lot with the Broncos already as well. This is from DenverBroncos.com, by the way. Kilgore spent the past 3 seasons as an offensive quality control coach for the Denver Broncos. He also has 3 additional years of coaching experience, including stints at Bakersfield College as the quarterback's pass game coordinator, Arkansas State as an offensive analyst, and Isidore Newman, I don't know what that is, in Louisiana, I guess, high school offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. In Denver, Kilgore has spent time working very closely with the Broncos tight end room and with the team's returners. So one thing that I notice about all of these things is I'm sure that Bo had plenty of time to add his 2 cents into all of this in this area, right? Because Bo had gone out on last Wednesday and essentially just told everybody, I love Davis Webb. I think he's a great coach. There's a lot of guys in the locker room that love him, that respect him, that want him to remain a part of this staff. So I don't think Bo Nix's opinion is taken lightly in the Broncos locker room. I think it carries a lot of weight. And I think if Bo is out there clamoring for Davis Webb and speaking highly of Davis Webb, that it can only do great things. And same thing with Logan Kilgore. I think all of these things, Bo Nix probably has at least some say in what, goes on behind closed doors. But if you remember, in 2025, the vanilla play calling was most of the season. Most of the season. Think about how often we said from weeks 1 through weeks like 9, man, something's got to get better. Something has to change. We're seeing too much of the screen passes, too much of the lackluster, not enough pop plays. And then J.K. Dobbins, who, by the way, was having one of the best seasons of any Bronco on offense, gets injured. You lose the run game pretty much specifically, and Sean Payton is writing run the ball on the top of his play sheet. We need someone that's going to commit to the run as well. Too many behind the line of scrimmage passing calls, too many screen passes, too many swing passes. It's not Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara anymore. It's Bo. Bo's different. Bo's got a stronger arm. Bo's got more mobility. Bo is a different player than what Drew Brees was. R.J. Harvey is a different player than what Alvin Kamara was. I also think this shows growth from Sean Payton. I do. If Sean is willing to give up the play calling, he's putting his vanity aside. He is putting his ego aside. He is saying, listen, as the head coach, I'm going to manage the game. I'm going to make the smart decisions. I'm going to make the personnel calls. I'm going to help in all these other areas that I still have complete and utter control over. And the one area that was kind of slowing me down a little bit is the play calling. It's the play calling. So give it up. Give it to Davis. Smart, young, aggressive mindset. And look, if Davis doesn't work out, boom. Sean's proven right. It's a win-win situation. And if Davis is awesome, Sean's going to get credit for giving up the play calling as well. So, boom. It's a win-win for Sean and the Broncos. He cannot lose giving up the play calling to Davis Webb because then he would just go right back to it and say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. And by the way, Sean is going to have a lot of say in the upcoming events as well. We've got NFL free agency in literally a month. You got the Combine coming up in a little bit. You got the 2026 NFL Draft coming up. Everything should be working out in favor of the Denver Broncos with this decision. So it's not just making Davis Webb the hire. It's not just making him the OC. This bleeds into an aggressive mindset that I see the Broncos taking over all of 2026. There are some free agents, by the way, that I think you could go out and make a case the Broncos would definitely want to sign. Breece Hall, Alec Pierce, Mike Evans is a name on a shorter-term contract if you wanted to, Kenneth Walker, Rico Dowdle. You guys get my point. There are plenty of names the Denver Broncos could target in this upcoming free agency period. And if you want nonstop videos, if you want nonstop content, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button today. We're going to have you completely taken care of here on the Broncos Breakdown. My name is Moose. Until next time, Broncos Country, don't forget to like the video as well. A mile-high salute. Be cool.